Okay, let's see. We are on number 12. That's where we're picking it up. So we are on day 31, page 9 of 10, and we're doing word problems. We're on number 12. Julia has 24 coins in her pocket. The coins are either dimes or quarters. So they're dimes and quarters. The total value of the coins is $4.50. How many coins are dimes? Please don't read the hint. Don't read the hint. They should not be helping you. You want to try to think of how to solve it on your own without a hint. I doubt if they're going to have hints on the test. Okay, so here we go. We got 24 coins, and they're dimes or quarters, and they're $4.50. So we're going to do it the algebra way, but first, before we do it the algebra way, we're going to use common sense and try to solve it because you might not remember how to do it the algebra way. It might be too tricky for you. You got to remember that you have your common sense to use to solve problems too. And that's what you should rely on most. Okay, so let's look at this one. 24 coins. They're either dimes or they're quarters. I hope you know a dime is 10 and a quarter is 25. Okay, here I wrote that. Dimes or quarters. So these are dimes and these are quarters. And altogether it's $4.50, right? Okay, so let's think. Suppose they were all dimes. If they're all dimes, you'd have 24 dimes, 24 times 10. If you have 24 dimes and 0 quarters, you got $2.40. That's, of course, is too small. You need some quarters, right? Okay. How about if you had all quarters? Well, there's 24 coins. How many quarters make a dollar? 4, right? So how many 4s are there in 24? 4 times 6 is 24. If you had 24 quarters and no dimes, that would be 6. Okay, so we're going to try something else. What would be a nice number to try? Well, quarters, let's try 10 quarters because 10 is easy to multiply times 25. Oh, where am I? Can you see me? If we try 10 quarters, that would be 250. How many coins are left? There's always 24, so 10 from 24 is 14. So then we got what? $1.40 in dimes, and 10 quarters would be 250. How much does that make? $3.90. And we want 450, so we want more quarters and less dimes because quarters are worth more. So we're going to try another number. Let's try 12 quarters. What's 12 quarters? Well, remember, 4 quarters is $1. 4 goes into 12, 3. So 12 quarters would be $3. And what does that leave? That leaves 12 dimes. That's $1.20. That's $4.20. We want $4.50. We need 30 more cents. Every time we take a quarter instead of a dime, we lose a dime, we lose 10, but we pick up 25, so we gain 15 cents every time we change a dime to a quarter. We get 15 cents. We want to get 30 more cents, so that means we're going to need 2 more quarters. 2 times we're going to change the dime to a quarter. So 14 quarters. And that leaves 10 dimes. 10 dimes is easy. That's $1. 14 quarters. Well, 12 quarters is $3, so 14 quarters will be $3.50. Ta-da! We got it. 10 dimes, 14 quarters. You see, you can get it. You can solve a problem just by thinking about it in real life. How would you solve it? That's how you would solve it. Okay? How do you do it in algebra? Well, we know that there's x dimes. If there's x dimes, how many quarters? Well, there's 24 altogether. So if you have 10 dimes, how many quarters? Well, you do 24 take away 10 minus 10 gives you 14 quarters. So what do? You do x minus, you do 24 minus x. If you have 10 dimes, you have 14 quarters. If you have 12 dimes, you have 12 quarters because you just take away. So that's the dimes, that's the quarters, right? Now, to make an algebra sentence, the dimes is times 10 cents, 10x. The quarters is times, that's your dimes, how much money in dimes, plus the quarters is 25 cents times what? 24 minus x. That tells you how many quarters. How many quarters times 25 cents? Altogether, that makes $4.50. But wait a second. You're talking about cents here. If you put the decimal point, that becomes dollars. So you know what? I'm going to just drop the decimal point. 450 cents. Now they're both cents. 10 cents, 25 cents, 450 cents. Okay, 10x plus 25 times 24. Wow, you could put that in your calculator, but it's 24 quarters basically. So divide by 4, you get 6. So that's 600 minus 25x equals 450. Okay, so you get 10x minus 25x. That's 600 minus 15x. Because you're subtracting 25x, but you're adding 10. So that's like subtracting 15x equals 450. Now we want to end with x. This is minus x. So you know what? I'm going to move that to the other side. I'm going to add 15x to both sides. And I'm going to subtract 450 to get this out of there because I'm moving the x over here. So this will become 15x. We add 15x to both sides, so that's 15x. And we subtract 450, you get 600 minus 450. This minus 15x we got rid of when we added 15x to both sides. 15x equals 150. You can see, divide by 15, you're going to get x equals 10. X equals 10. That means there's 10 dimes. We got the wrong answer. Up here we said, oh no, we did get the right answer, right? 10 and 14. Yep. There's 10 dimes. And 24 minus 10 is 14 quarters. But they asked how many dimes, the answer would be 10. Okay? Okay. It's much harder doing it with algebra, isn't it? You can just figure that one out on your own by guessing. That's called, by the way, this is called trial and error. You try different answers until you find the one that works. Of course, you remember you wouldn't have to try this many because you have multiple choice. So the multiple choice answers would just be 4 of these. Okay. The Bulldogs. The Bridgeton Bulldogs won twice as many games as they lost. If they played a total of 36 games, how many did they win? Can you do that by just trial and error? Yes, you can. Let's say they won 20. How many did they lose? Well, they played 36. 36 minus 20, 16. Is that twice as many? No, it says they won twice as many as they lost. It has to be double. So we got to win more. Let's say 24. So we won 4 more. Take 4 away from 16. What is it? 12. I just added 4, and I took 4 away. I moved 4 into the win column from the loss. 24 and 12. Is that double? Yes, it is. You see how fast we found the answer? And we didn't even have multiple choice because you used common sense. Now, how would you have done that? Well, where are we? They won, they lost x, which means they won 2x. And we know that 2x plus x, the wins and the losses, equals 36. That means 3x equals 36. Divide by 3. X equals 12. 12 is what? The losses. The wins is double. If they ask us how many wins, we got to put the right answer. Yep. So you don't want x. That's 12. You want 2x. Why did I pick losses was X when they asked for the wins? Because we could have done the wins as X, but then since they said they won twice as many, that means the losses is equal to 1/2 X. We don't like working with halves, fractions, so it's easier to do the losses as X and the wins are 2X. We could have done it this way, but I don't want to do it that way. That's fractions. Avoid fractions if you can. People have trouble with fractions. Okay, number 13, the bulldog. Oh, we already did that. Number 14, the sum of 4 consecutive even numbers is 212. What is the third number? Okay, they didn't give us multiple choice here, so it's a little bit harder. But remember, we're doing even numbers. That means there's 2 in between each number. And it adds up to what? 212. What is the third number? Okay, 4 consecutive even numbers, and they add up to 212. Well, where do you start on something like this? Well, you know what? Good way to start is just to take 1/4, divide it by 4 to see about what the numbers will be. So if you divide 212 by 4, this is number 14. Suppose you divide 212 by 4. What does it come out to be? If you put that in your calculator, you get 53. So 53 is about the middle. That's the average. If it was one number 4 times, it would be 53 makes 212. But you want 4 consecutive even numbers. So 53 you can't even use. You want to use even. Well, why don't you take 1 less and 1 more, right? That's 2. And then take 2 less than that, 50, and 2 more than that, 56. There's 4 consecutive even numbers. And since this is 3 less and that's 3 more, and this is 1 less and that's 1 more, guess what? It's going to add up to 212. Okay? That's 4 consecutive even numbers that add up to 212. How would you do that algebra? Well, here you would do x as the first. You could actually do x as the third. If you do x as the third, then when you find x, you're done already. But let's just do it x is the first. X plus 2 is the second. X plus 4 is the third. X plus 6 is the fourth. Those are my 4 even numbers. Now, if I add them together, x plus 2 plus x plus 4 plus x plus 6 equals to 212. Right? Now, how many x's? 1, 2, 3, 4x plus 2 and 4 is 6, and 6 is 12 equals 212. Now you're ready to cook. Are you ready to go? Here we go. Subtract 12 from both sides. You get 4x equals 200. Divide by 4, you get x equals, you divide both sides by 4, you get x equals 50. 50 is x, but we want the third one, so 50 plus 4 is 54. 54 is the third one. Now, I said you could have said x was the third one. Then this would be x plus 2 would be the fourth one. The second would be x minus 2, and this one would be x minus 4. You could have added these 4 up to 212. Then you would have gone x is 54 would be the answer. And that's the exact answer because we said the x was the third number. Anyway, moving on. We don't want to go too slow. I think it'll be too long. Okay, number 15. I'm running out of paper. I might have to go get another paper. The children's store is selling pants for $6 each and shirts for $4. Brenda bought 13 items and paid $62. How many shirts did she buy? How about this one? Could you do this by trial and error? Absolutely, you could do this by trial and error. $6, $4. She bought 10 items and paid $62. Let's say she bought 10 pants. So you got $6, $4. Oops, I put it here. $6, $4. Those $6 are what, the pants? No, yes, pants, and the $4 are the shirts. That makes sense. And she bought 13, so let's take 10. How many shirts then? 10 and what makes 13? 10 and 3. Okay, that would be $60. 4 times 3 is 12. That would be 72. She only paid 62, so that was way too many pants. Let's switch it and put 10 shirts and 3 pants. 10 shirts is 40. Oh man, you can't see what I'm writing at all here. I'm going to do 3 pants and 10 shirts. 10 shirts is 40. 3 times 6 is 18. 58. That's closer, but we need more pants. Okay, how about 5 pants? 5 pants and 8 shirts, because that's to add up to 13. 5 and 8. 5 times 6 is 30. 8 times 4 is 32. Adding, what do you get? 62. Is that what we're looking for? Yep, 62. So we found the answer just by trial and error. It would be easier for you because remember, they're going to have 4 answers. So you just have to find the one that says shirts, 8 shirts. That's the one you have to find, the one of 8 shirts. If you try them all, you'll find the right one. Okay? Oh, we got to do an algebra. Oh, geez, algebra. Here we go. So we'll call the pants X. Well, let's call the shirts X because we want to find shirts, right? That'll make it easy. Pants is, well, shirts is X. Pants is 13 minus X. So our equation is the pants, we got 13 minus X pants, and each of them cost $6. I'll put the 6 in the front. Plus 4 times X. 4 times X equals altogether $62. You get 6 times 13 is what? 78 minus 6X plus 4X equals 62. Now, I'm going to get minus 6X plus 4X. You subtract the 6 minus 4 is 2, and it's going to be minus 2X. So I don't want it on this side. I want it on the other side. I'm going to move it to the other side. I'm going to add 2X to both sides. And I'll get 2X over here. Minus 2X here, but 2X over here. And I'm going to subtract 62 from both sides. So that disappears, and we get 78 minus 62 is 16. 2X equals 16. That means X equals divide by 2, 8. 8 shirts. 8 shirts. Okay, you work on the next one, number 16, and I'm going to go get another piece of paper. Okay, did you do that one by trial and error at least? The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 180. What is the least number in the series? 3 numbers or 180? Well, on average, what if it was just one number and it added up to 180, what would it be? Well, what number adds up to 180 if you have 3 of them? So you say 3, boy, you can't even see where I am here. Here I am. Okay. So you say 3 of the number is 180. If I divide by 3, I get X is 60. So the middle number is 60. There's 3 numbers added up to 180, and the middle number is 60. What are the 3 numbers? Now I can't see this. Well, if the middle number is 60, then you got 59, 60, 61. Does that add up to 180? Yes, it does, because this is one bigger. That's one smaller, 59, 60, and 61. How would you do an algebra? Okay, X is the first number, X plus 1 is the second, X plus 2 is the third. If you add them, X plus x plus 1 plus x plus 2, they equal 180. That means 3x's plus 3 equals 180. I just put the x's together and I put the numbers together. Subtract 3 from both sides, you get 3x is equal to 177. And now you divide by 3. If you divide that by 3, you get what? 559. X equals 59. They cancel. X equals 59. That's the smallest, then 60 and 61. And it asks for the least, so the answer would be 59. Number 17. In a month, Andrew spends twice as much on rent as he does on food for his family. Last month, he spent $1,650 on rent and food. How much did he spend on rent? Now, the rent is double what he spends on food. So, you can just try some. How about 1,000? If he spends 1,000 on rent, what's left for food? 650. Now, is that double? No, it's not. Double would be 1,300. Or half would be 500 for food. Nope, that's not double. You got to spend more on rent. So let's say 1,100. So take 100 away from the food. 550. How about that? I already found it. I lucked onto it right away. 550 times 2 is 1,100 because 2 times 500 is 1,000. 2 times 50 is 100. 1,100. Okay, algebra. X is food. The rent is 2x. Again, you could have started with the rent is x, but then you'd have to take half of x for the food. We don't want fractions. Okay. Now, x plus 2x is equal to 1,650. That means 3x is equal to 1,650. Divide by 3, you get x is equal to 530. What? 550, sorry. 550. X is 550. Oh, you can't even see where I am. X is 550. X plus 2x is 1,650. 3x, 1,650. Divide both sides by 3. X is 550. Now that's what? That's the food. But the question is, how much did he spend on rent? So you could either subtract it or you could multiply it by 2. If you multiply by 2, you get 1,100. If you subtract this from this, you get 1,100. Anyway, the rent is 1,100. Number 18, again, try pausing and trying it on your own. George spends 4 times as much time helping customers. Oh, I'm already up to 21. Jinx. Oh, I guess we'll keep going. George spends 4 times as much time helping customers as he does stocking shelves. Last week, he spent 35 hours on the 2 tasks. How many hours were spent helping customers? He spends more times helping customers than he does stocking shelves. 4 times as much. So let's say he stocks shelves for, we'll say shelves. And then we'll say help over here, right? If he spends 5 hours on shelves, 35 altogether, that would leave 30 helping. Is that 4 times as much? No, that's 6 times as much. So he's got to spend less time helping. Let's move this up to 8 because that's a nice number, 8. 8 on shelves. How much is left? Well, 35 minus 8 is 27. Is that 4 times? No, it's under 4. 8 is too small. 8 is too big because it's less than 4 times. 4 times 8 is 32. So that's not good. And that was too small. That was too big, so we got to pick in between. So let's try. This isn't too far. Let's try 7. Now, 35 minus 7 is 28. Okay, 28. Is 28 4 times 7? Yes, it is. This one works. You see, we just did it by trial and error. Now, how would you do it with a thing? Well, you say shelves. We'll call that S is shelves. And help is 4S. 4 times. It's 4 times as much time helping, it says, right? So together it makes 35. S plus 4S is 5S equals 35. That's an S. Divide by 5, and you get S equals 7. That's how many times he spends on shelves. But it says how many times he spent helping customers. So you can subtract 7 from 35, or you can multiply it times 4 to get the help. Anyway, either way, it comes out 28 hours. 28 is the hours helping. 4 times 7. Okay, number 19. Sylvia. You can pause, don't forget, scored 10 points better than Wiley on their science exam. Greg scored 6 points less than Wiley. Altogether, the students had 226 points. How many points did Sylvia earn? Okay, so where should we start in this? Well, it's multiple choice. You could take one of their things. Which one do you want to take? Well, I'll tell you this. If you divide 3 into 226, since there's 3 kids, 3 goes into 21 7 times. So that means it's a little bigger than 70 is the average. So let's try 78. Or we could try 74. That's even closer. Well, let's try 78, whatever. Oh, why don't we try 74? We'll go right in order. 74. How many points did Sylvia earn? Now, she scored the most. If we pick 74, the other guys are going to be under 70. I don't think that's going to work. That's going to be too small. Let's try 78. Even that, they'll be under. I think that's going to be too small, too. Well, let me try one anyway. 78. Okay, so we got Sylvia, Greg, and Wiley. How many points did Sylvia? So if you take 78 for Sylvia, Greg scored 6. Wait, Sylvia scored 10 better than Wiley. That means Wiley, I should have done him second. He's going to be 10 less than that. He's going to be 68. And Greg scored 6 points less than Wiley. So take 6 away, you get 62. How much do these add up to? You get 10 and 8 is 18. 1 and 7 is 8, and 12 is 20. 208. See, that's too little. So you're going to have to try what? 84? Let's try 84. Greg has, that's Sylvia, scored 10 better than Wiley. So Wiley would be 10 less, 74. And Greg scored 6 less than Wiley. So take away 6, you get 68. Now 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. Put down the 6, carry the 1. 8 and 1 is 9, and 6 is 15, and 7 is 22. 226. Ta-da! Now, we got that just by trying the 4 answers. We got it on our third try. Yeah, C was the correct one. Okay, how could you do that with algebra? Well, you could say Sylvia is S. Wiley is S minus 10. And Greg now is Wiley's minus 6. So you have to do S minus 10 minus 6. This, by the way, is the same as S minus 16. Sylvia's minus 16. Because we got to do S minus 10 and then subtract 6 more. Okay? Now you add them up. S plus Wiley was S minus 10 plus S minus 16. Altogether is 226. You get 3S minus 10 minus 16 is minus 26 is equal to 226. Something's wrong. Oh, yeah, so we add 26 to both sides. We get 3s equals 26. Add it, that disappears, and this becomes 252. S, you divide by 3, equals 84. 84 is S, and that's what we're looking for, Sylvia's? Yes, 84. There it is, C. Got it? 84S. Did you see how we got that? The algebra way. But if you're stuck, trial and error, trial and error. Trial and error works well. Number 20. It's interesting because I'm supposed to be teaching you algebra, and I am, but I'm showing you that a lot of things you don't need algebra to solve. The problem is they have to make the problems easy enough so you can solve them, but once they make them easy enough, you can do trial and error to solve them. Okay, 2 adults and 4 children paid $48 to get into the fair. A child's ticket is $6 less than an adult's ticket. What is the cost of an adult's ticket? Well, they paid $48. There's 2 adults and 4 children, right? So let's pick, well, let's take one of these. What is the cost of an adult's ticket? Let's take B, 12. We're going to try 12. So if the adult is 12, that means, and a child's ticket is 6 less. How much is a child's ticket? If adult's 12 and a child is 6 less. 6, right? And we got 2 adults. So 2 times 12 is 24. And we got 4 children. 4 times 6 is also 24. And 24 and 24 is 48. And that's what it says right here, 48. That's in the problem, 48. Did I even show you the problem? You got your own papers. You probably read it already. I can't see it because it's dark. There it is. So 2 adults and 4 children paid $48 to get into the fair. A child's ticket is 6 less than an adult's ticket. What is the cost of the adult ticket? Well, we tried 12 and 6. And I think it worked, right? Oh no, we figured out that there were 2 adults. Well, it told us there were 2 adults and 4 children. So we said we tried this answer 12, and when we tried 12, that meant that the child was 6 less was 6, right? So then we tried how many adults? 2 adults would be 24. 4 children would be 24, and that adds up to 28. We found it already. Now, how would we do that with algebra? Well, we know that there's 2 adults times x is how much the adults are. And there's 4 children, plus we're going to add the 4 children. Now, how much is a child's ticket? Well, we don't know. The adults is x. But a child's ticket is 6 less than that. So it's x minus 6. So the adult cost x, so the child cost x minus 6. There's 2 adults, there's 4 children. Altogether, it's $48. That's the child's ticket price, x minus 6, and altogether it's 48. So you get 2x plus 4x minus, you got to do 4 times the 6 also, 24 equals 48. Okay, 2x and 4x is 6x. You're going to add 24 to both sides to get rid of that 24, and you get 24 and 48 is 72. X, what do? You divide by 6. You get x is 12. So the adult ticket is $12, and that makes the child ticket 12 minus 6 is 6. How much is the adult? 12. You picked the right one, and we could do it with algebra. That's how you do it with algebra. Got it? You get, that's how many adults, that's how much the adult ticket is, and that's how much the child's ticket is, x minus 6. And there's 2 adults and 4 children, so 2 times x plus 4 times x minus 6. And then you solve the equation. Got it, folks? Okay, we're up 32 minutes. Oh, boy. It wasn't supposed to take that long. Okay, that's it for now. That's lesson 31 complete. We'll move on to 32.